discussing about what is DevSecOps, why do we need DevSecOps, the major differences between DevOps and DevSecOps, the advantages of DevSecOps, followed by the integration of security in DevOps, in which we are going to discuss a little bit about tools and description about each stage of security assessment. So let's get started. So what is DevSecOps? As we know, the IT industry or the IT departments are categorized by functions like development, operations, administration, security, etc. We have different teams for doing different jobs. For example, development team is responsible for developing the software. Operations team is responsible for managing the servers, stability, uptime, infrastructure that hosts the code. Security team is responsible for safeguarding the environment through strategies, policies, procedures, frameworks, etc. So instead of having three different teams for doing three different jobs, development, security, and operations, we are going to have one unified team which takes care of all these three components: development, security, and operations. So DevOps is a short form of development, security, and operations. It is the evolution of DevOps philosophy. It is the process of injecting the security into the software development lifecycle. So why do we need DevSecOps? As we know that the IT infrastructure landscape has changed exponentially since the past few decades. With the advancement in technology, hackers are also becoming more skillful at finding vulnerabilities or loopholes in the corporate system and the applications uh, and trying to deploy malware and many other exploits. So the traditional security approach and defenses will thereby be insufficient against these attacks. Though the DevOps prioritizes delivery speed and functionality, as the security is added at the end of the DevOps lifecycle, they are always lacking in robust security and compliance. This is where DevSecOps comes into picture. DevSecOps combines traditional DevOps approach with more integrated, robust approach to the security by ensuring that security is present in every stage of the software development lifecycle. We experience the continuous integration with the cost of compliance is reduced and also the software is delivered and released faster. So now Venkat is going to explain about the major differences between DevOps and DevSecOps and the advantages of DevSecOps.
Thank you, Meghna. So when it comes to DevOps and DevSecOps, both use Agile framework for different purposes. So in DevOps, the main concentration will be the speed of application delivery. There won't be any security related testing or integrating in DevOps. So in DevSecOps, the main focus will be on speed of the security with speed of the application delivery with security as quick as possible. The main goal of DevSecOps will be to promote fast development with a secure code base, means secure coding best practices. So according to DevOps philosophy, organizations should integrate security in each part of DevOps lifecycle. So in every part, from the beginning of the development of an application, security will be integrated into DevOps, which makes DevOps into DevSecOps. Okay, DevSecOps also involves ongoing flexible collaboration between development teams, operations, and security teams. So traditionally in DevOps, different teams will be assessing in a different posture. For example, development only concentrates on development, and after the development is completed, they forward it to security team, and after security testing, it will forward to operations team to publish that particular application. But in DevSecOps, we are going to collaborate three functions, three departments into one, which concludes to DevSecOps. Okay, move to the next slide, please. Okay, so what are the advantages of DevSecOps? The first advantage is faster delivery. Faster delivery with improving security posture. So the speed of the software delivery is important and improved when security is integrated in the pipeline, because there will be some bugs will be identified and we have to fix that bugs before deployment. So the speed will be faster in because in normal DevOps we have to get get the application built and then send it to the security. But in DevSecOps, the security is already integrated, so that faster delivery will be promised. And next comes to improved security posture. So security is integrated from design phase, as we discussed. So the responsibility will be included in the security team and also to every department which are working on the application. Okay, and the cost also reduces. So instead of going getting that application tested by an external third party or some other team, by making it brings the cost to more. It increases the cost of that application testing also. So when we integrate the security inside that DevOps, which makes DevSecOps, security testing will be also integrated. So it reduces the cost of that application. And also the next point will be enabling greater overall business success. So by integrating the security, we are minimizing a lot of developer vulnerabilities and also business logic vulnerabilities, which reduces the risk of the business and increases the success rate. Okay, and the next is improving security integrated pace. So as we discussed, this, when we include the integrate the security in DevSecOps, security will be the main concentration, main focus of that DevSecOps team. So which by the end of the day will increase that posture of that security and the pace of the development. Okay, and also it overall it will enhance the security of that application by continuous growth and expandable business offerings. Okay, move to the next slide, please. So you can see this is the overall life cycle of the DevSecOps. So in which we have a lot of different phases from developer to monitoring. Okay, so in developer there are pre-commit hooks are there, in which we use Git or similar tools like Git hooks and Git secrets. So in which before, for example, the developer has written a code. So before it committing to the production, before committing to the next stage, the developer will commit and check whether there are any risks are there, general risks like as configuration issues or any sensitive information. Okay, so these pre-commit hooks can be installed on a developer's workstation and can be monitored before sending it to committing it to that main branch. Okay, when it comes to secret management, there are token-based secrets are there. For example, developer and administrator often store credentials in the application configuration files or in that source code itself as a comments. Okay, so these type of sensitive information will be tracked and will be removed from the source code. This can be segregated by leveraging secret management service. We use secret management service to remove these kind of hard-coded credentials and configuration management issues. Okay, when it comes to CI/CD, CI/CD is nothing but continuous integration and continuous development. Okay, in this, the code and the application will be continuously integrated to the production and continuously concentration on continuous development. So continuous development and continuous delivery will always ensure the application is continuously updated and upgraded, and it also fixes business logic bugs and any security related issues. Okay, when in CI/CD there are two major concepts you have discussed. One is SAST, which is nothing but static application security testing, in which we automate the tools to perform code review or similar vulnerabilities like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and deserialization of websites. So we use different tools to scan the application or the source code to find different vulnerabilities. For example, if that application is developed using Java, we use some tools like find security bugs or find bugs. Okay, if it is developed in C++, we use Flaw Finder. For Python, we use LGTM, which is a tool used to scan the Python source code and find any vulnerabilities. And in PHP, for PHP source code, we use ProcPilot. So these tools are some tools which are used to scan the source code based on the programming language and compatibility tool, and we find any security holes, loopholes are there in that particular application. Okay, next we move to the software composition analysis. So in software composition analysis, many organizations use open source libraries or frameworks such as these jQuery, AngularJS. Okay, so maybe there will be some outdated one they are using, and these outdated one has some vulnerabilities. Okay, in which we can that vulnerability applications. For example, we may find these vulnerability applications from common vulnerable database or NVD. So we can find those vulnerable CVEs, and we can scan based on that particular software versions, and we can find vulnerable software. So we can use OWASP dependency check, or SonarQube is there. So we use these kind of tools to check the software compliance. And if there are no problems, we move to the next stage. Okay. So the next stage will comes under QA staging. Okay. In QA staging, there is dynamic application security testing and vulnerability management. So dynamic application testing is nothing but we are going to perform scanning using dynamic application scanners like Acunetix, OS Zap, or Nikto. And during this, we may find some of the vulnerabilities related to OS top 10. Okay. And also some backup files are there, some configuration managements, and also HTTP headers and viruses. We find these kind of vulnerabilities in DAST. Okay. And vulnerability management is also there. Vulnerability management, we use a lot of tools in DevSecOps pipeline with integration of all these teams. We have to manage the vulnerabilities accordingly. So we use a lot of tools like OpenVAS, OWASP Zap to find a lot of to track and find these vulnerabilities and get it then fixed by that suspected security team. And these vulnerabilities will be fixed, and then we move to the next production or next stage. So that is from QA stage from my side. And Meghna, you can continue.
Yes. And we are going to, in the production stage, we are going to perform few security assessment related to compliance. And when coming to compliance as a code, for the IT infrastructure that handle the user personal information, it is important for them to adopt industry security best practices and regulations like HIPAA, PCI DSS, GDPR, etc. So to ensure that they are compliant to these particular standards or frameworks, we can use the tools like InSpec, ServerSpec, DevSec hardening framework for performing the compliance assessment. Next, coming to the security in infrastructure as a code, as we use containerization solutions like Docker, these are very popular when building the infrastructure using the simple using few lines of code. So some public Docker repositories from where the Docker images are actually pulled may also contain few malwares or any other vulnerabilities. So it is important to scan these Docker images using the tools like OpenSCAP, DocScan, Anchor Engine. These raw Docker images can be scanned, and also it gives a detailed report on the vulnerabilities that exist in that particular Docker image. So it is important to run these tools on the production Docker image before deploying them on the infrastructure. Next, coming to the vulnerability assessment part. In general, also, we have a practice of performing vulnerability assessment on the production system to identify all the services running in the environment and the associated vulnerabilities. When we attach these tools like OpenVAS and DocScan to the Docker network itself and execute the scanning, then it gives a better picture of the services running. Rather than using a Docker by itself, it is important to perform the vulnerability scan. So next comes the manual penetration testing and business logic flaws. Though we perform automated dynamic security testing in the QA staging, it is also necessary to perform manual and business logic testing for a better security posture and also to ensure that we do not miss any security flaws or vulnerabilities. And in the monitoring part, alerting and monitoring the applications is important because applications always face new threats from the unknown sources or vectors. This can be mitigated by having intrusion monitoring and intrusion prevention solutions. So for this, we can use Mod Security WAF to identify or detect OWASP top 10 based vulnerabilities. So this was a brief overview about the DevSecOps. And if you have any questions, Please let us know.